welcome. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you're having a good day. We are back playing Ultimate General Civil War, and yeah, it's been a little while. I took a few weeks off just to get some personal affairs in order, so it's been a long time since I played this game. As I mentioned in the past few episodes, I did have to restart the campaign, and then I've just picked up where I left off. So yeah, it's been some time since I've actually played the game. Just been re-familiarizing myself with what I was actually doing. And we have just completed the Battle of Fredericksburg, so we're moving on to the Stones River campaign, also known as the second Western campaign in the game. And we have only one side mission before Stones River, and that is the Battle of Everettsville, which is not technically what it was called. I believe the true-to-life battle, based on the explanation of our little briefing here, is actually the Battle of Goldsboro Bridge. It took place near Wilmington, North Carolina. And it's not a very significant battle. There's actually not even a lot of information that I could find on the battle itself. It was basically a rear guard action, like the main part of the battle was just a rear guard action as the Confederates actually came up to stop the Union infantry from dismantling the Goldsboro Bridge. They were beaten off, and then the Union were able to actually dismantle the bridge, and on their way back they were attacked again by the Confederates, in which case they were also able to hold their ground. So it's really not a significant battle. I don't even really know how many casualties there were, but it was part of that sort of Carolina campaign shortly after the Battle of Fredericksburg. In which, what's his name, Longstreet went down to North Carolina, sort of that sort of coastal war that happened. But, so, that's really the only battle in between Stones River and the Battle of Fredericksburg, so that's the one we're going to do, and yeah, it's probably one of my least favorite side missions, or side battles in the entire game. It's kind of annoying. It tends to take a while. We'll probably end up skipping a large part of the battle here, and I'll tell you why when we get into the map. And it's not really the battle we're going to be skipping, it's just me getting my troops into position. Because there's a way you can tell that they kind of want you to approach the battle, but then there's a bit of a cheesy way to approach the battle, but we'll talk about it when we get into the game. But as for the briefing, a federal expedition is probing the area near Everettsville. Our intelligence reports that they're aiming to destroy the strategically insignificant Wilmington and Weldon Railroad Bridge, I believe also known as the Goldsboro Bridge. If they succeed, they'll put an end to our vital supply chain from the port of Wilmington. We must attack them and prevent their plans. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're just going to jump in and get this show on the road. Alright, so yeah, we're actually just going to use our second corps in the battle. So we're just going to throw them in. Obviously, we can't use the entire second corps, so ignore this number. So let's go ahead. We're going to jump in. General, we're moving to intercept the Union Expeditionary Force that heads to destroy our railroad bridge. So maybe this part's supposed to actually represent the initial attack. I'm not sure. Either way, it wasn't a significant battle. It seems they have spotted us because they have prepared defenses on this road junction. We must attack them and drive them off our lands. And that's it. Now, as I said, there's a way they sort of expect you to approach this battle, and that's basically march down this road and attack them to the woods here. However, every time I've done this, I take enormous amounts of casualties. So what you could do is what I normally do, and I tend to not take nearly as many casualties, and as always I tend to try and just take everybody off and then go from there. We'll go ahead. We're actually going to move everybody down to this bottom portion here, and then we will just, of course, throw men onto the map. I will probably not use my first brigades out of each one. Yeah, we'll take this gun, get them forward a little. This specific corps does not have any cavalry or anything in it. Napoleons, yeah, that works. And still got plenty more men we can bring in. Yeah, some more 10-pounders, sure, why not? 3 more brigades. Do we just want to bring 2 and then maybe another gun, giving us 4 guns? I think that might be a good idea. Give our artillery some more experience and then just sort of overpower the Union with some artillery. If I can click in a good spot to put on drop them, thank you. Alright, so this is the part of the battle, like I said, I would probably skip. What I'm basically going to do, and it takes a while, in fact it pretty much takes all 3 hours that it gets you to practically get your men into this position, because basically we're going to march them down this road or along the river and then up and around and attack through the bottom of these woods. So like I said, I'm just gonna skip through that part because it does take some time, and I don't think anybody just wants to sit here watching me move troops. So we'll come back once I get all of these guys moved, probably roughly into this position over here. So with the power of YouTube, we are gonna skip. Alright, so we got most of everybody into position, and it didn't quite take all 3 hours as I said, but it did take it about an hour and a half at the time, so half the time they recommend it taking, it took. So everybody's in position, so we are just going to go ahead and march all of our troops forward and get them moving in. Now, like I said, I am going to advance these men through the woods here. So we're going to take the 4th Division here and swing them up, followed closely by my men in the 3rd. And then what I think I'll do is this 2nd Division, these troops from the 2nd Division will bring them out wide down the far left flank. And just in case, these troops from the 1st Division will just sort of march up to these woods. I don't expect anything. Then 2 of my guns I'll send that way, and the other 2 will send up sort of through the middle here. And of course we should get Longstreet and our supply caravan moving. We are starting to come under artillery fire. Let's speed things up a little bit. Nothing we really can do until we get into the woods here. Let's keep Longstreet moving up. Alright. We're starting to meet them here in the woods. Looks like they have some cavalry and some skirmishers in the forward positions. Let's get him stopped. Get all these guys coming up right behind these troops. Immediately in the rears. I sent this 1st Division troops just to make sure they don't somehow come down our flank here. I don't believe they will, but I don't also want that to happen, so fortunately I should have started moving my artillery a little bit sooner. They're actually struggling to get into positions here. Alright, we are starting to move. We'll get where we need to go. So let's move these guys forward. Pushing back their skirmish lines. Looks like they have some artillery up in these woods as well. That's why we're sending the 2nd Corps. Or 2nd Division, that is. Make sure Longstreet's up to here as well. We're already outpacing our artillery by a significant margin. In this type of battle, we want to keep our artillery close. That's why I'm moving them up in the positions that I'm moving up. Especially in these wood lines here. They're not going to do much good at a distance. We really want them to be daily in shell or canister range. See, like that, this artillery is here. Thankfully, they just got off a shot. Maybe we can get up onto their flanks and maybe hit them. That gun is going to unload canister into Hunt's men here. Let's make sure long shoot's in range. Thankfully he didn't take too much of a morale hit. See if we can't fire at that gun. Alright, making sure their front line breaks. Gordon is starting to break. Alright, Gordon's routed, so now we can get up onto their flanks there. To keep this gun moving, we'll get him up right into this area. See, they are starting to move some troops. There is a defensive line in this tree line up here normally, so when you attack, they'll hit you pretty hard as you come up this road, especially if you try and cross that creek. It looks like they are starting to maneuver some troops down from that area. We'll start moving. We'll sort of leapfrog our 2nd Division up into these northern woods here. Now that we're starting to force them out into an area where we can't fit our whole army here. Make sure these supply wagons are staying with us. Let's back off our troops out here. There's no reason for them to take some unnecessary casualties. Try and take that sighting position, maybe give us some sight on the battlefield. Alright, so let's move up our front line again. Keeping the 3rd Corps right on, or 3rd Division right on their heels. Let's keep our guns moving forward as well. Let's make sure our supply wagons and Longstreet are also up here. We are definitely not going to finish the battle. I don't know what you're doing, but make sure you stay in formation. These guns are almost in position. Don't know they're quite close enough canister range. We want to try and clear out these guys as quickly as possible because I believe Lepin or Lepine there is in canister range of our guys here. No, I guess not. Okay, that's not that big of a worry. He will be in range, probably momentarily. To keep advancing in these northern woods. We are in canister range over here. These guys we got moving to the northern woods might actually get on Buford's flank before we even start doing any sort of damage to them up here. We're gonna just sort of leapfrog our artillery a little here. Union up here did sort of solidify that line for a moment. Might take us a little bit longer to break through here. How's our morale doing up here? They're fine. Our frontline morale is not too bad. Tower did take a little bit of morale hit. Oh, but we were able to get Buford out of there. Should be able to take the crossroads, no problem here now. Let's actually get into a forward position with our 3rd Division since they haven't really done all that much. We'll actually hold back with our 4th Division a little bit. Alright, we got them routing here in the North Woods. Push forward a little bit. Let's actually get these 1st Division guys involved now. Alright, so we gotta hold for 40 minutes now. It shouldn't be too difficult. Especially with all the guns we have here. Yeah, I think we've pretty much broken the Union. Although they did just secure the junction back, that's annoying. That means we're gonna have to attack or spread this out a little bit more. We gotta knock Butler back. Keep on Allen up there. Sure, Longstreet's in this fight. Alright, Butler's about to break, so we should be able to get these guys out of here again. Take back this point. Cochrane's starting to break too. I don't know what's going on here, but definitely don't want that. Alright, why aren't we taking back the point? Leave Stanley here as sort of a rear guard. Alright, let's take him back to point now. Let's just push him out of there. Make sure they can't come back in. Looks like there's another defensive position right there or something. There's definitely men holding that position. Oh yeah, another 1,300 man army. Well, that's annoying. How are they getting flanked? Obviously some from this position that we can barely see here. Alright, get back, get back. Stop exposing your flank. We need some supplies up there. Only thing left up there is the general. I'm not too worried about killing him off. I'm gonna have to hold for 25 more minutes, which, I mean, it's not gonna be hard. Definitely makes it. You know what? Why waste the manpower? Let's just move these guys back now. Set them up in a good defense position, I guess. Yeah, we'll just fast forward time. I don't think the Union's really gonna put an assault in on us. And if they do, so be it. But it looks like they're done. They're not worried about much. Yeah, they're starting to probe with some cavalry, but that's about it. That's all they have time for. We're about to win this in just a few more seconds. Yeah, it's starting to try and take back the positions, but it's not going to do much good at this point. Alright, we'll finish this battle. No sense taking any more casualties. So as you can see, yeah, we definitely outnumbered them. They had a lot of cavalry, actually. Pretty much the same amount of guns. They lost 21 of their guns, so almost half their guns they lost. We only lost under 2,000, so I'll take that. That's not too bad. We did lose one of our brigadier generals. That's kind of annoying. We did get a promotion, though, to a colonel. We really didn't get too much back in any goods. We got some Springfields, some Sharps that we could probably sell since I'm not really building skirmisher cavalry. Well, cavalry either, but skirmisher infantry. And there you go. That's the Battle of Everettsville. So that's it into Stones River. I'm not gonna sit here and do all this on camera. There's really no reason to. Redoing my corps, that is. Didn't really take too many casualties. I think Tower was the only one that we took a lot of casualties. But yeah, losing the general was the big casualty. And I really don't want to use the money to get another one. Not a general, that is. So we'll probably just get like a low-ranking, maybe colonel. Yeah, let's just put a low-ranking colonel in there. So yeah, that'll do it for this episode, everyone. Yeah, thank you all for watching. And yeah, as always, well, bye.